What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about supplements, specifically Shredz supplements. But before we do, let's talk about supplements in general. It's not an FDA regulated market, so we really need to be careful about what we're putting into our bodies. And the only way to really do that is look at ingredients. We really need to break down why we're taking a product, the result that we want from it, and what's actually in it. Not to mention, is it the best bang for our buck? That being said, let's dive into Shredz. We'll go to the women's slide first. Two first that give me a red flag: detox and toner, just by the names alone. But we'll take a look at detox. Every woman should be taking a multivitamin, so I'm going to throw up 1 a day prenatals, which I've recommended to my clients. And let's just take a look at the ingredients. Go ahead, pause it, take a look. So you probably come to the conclusion that those are pretty close. Slap in a bottle of vitamin C and you're there. Now, let's look at it because you're going to scream proprietary blend. All right, so we'll look at the proprietary blends. So you got IP6, psyllium husk, African mango, some raspberry ketones. You know, we're really pushing the antioxidants here on this so-called detox, but let's really break it down. IP6, the main ingredient, inositol hexaphosphate. Yes, it's an antioxidant, but you can find it in seeds, soy, corn, wheat, a B vitamin aspect basically that you're not deficient in. So it's not something that you need to be supplementing very hard. To be honest, those milligrams aren't that much. So let's take a look at it. $55 Shredz.com, $8.95 at your local Walmart. You can do the math, you figure it out for yourself. I'm just here to make recommendations. Moving on to the toner. God, I hate that word. When you come into the gym and ask me, I just want to tone. All right, we'll move past that. But let's take a look at the product. So you can see the first three, you're already getting that in your multivitamin. The next one's potassium. You get about 80 in a serving. The recommended daily value is 5,000. That just shows you how insignificant that amount of potassium is. You can get twice that amount in 1 cup of spinach. So go ahead, eat healthy, and you'll knock that out. And again, we go right back to the proprietary blend. So let's take it what it is. You basically have arginine and beta-alanine and some creatine. And it's a creatine magna power, which is basically a copyrighted brand. So do those really sound like toning or weight loss? Because I feel like toning gives you that, I don't know, kind of weight loss mentality. Or, you know, this is going to be some pill or anything that's going to slim me down. Those are amino acids and a creatine. We should call this Shredz Women's Muscle Builder. So let's do the math on this entire aspect. You basically are going to get about $120 of Shredz products that last you 30 days. Or you can take these products, which are essential to basically getting healthy, building lean muscle tissue, losing weight in the process, which is done through nutrition and cardiovascular exercise. And you're going to spend about half that, and you're going to get anywhere from 60 to 90 days. Pretty simple math in my opinion. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to move on to the guys. Biggest one that struck me funny about the guys was that right now, being advertised on Instagram even, I saw it as, you know, discounted rate, all the way down to $99, I believe, is their 30-day weight loss plan, or 30-day weight loss package for men. Now this is at a $395 value is what it says, but let's look at the products. You basically have a BCAAs and glutamine, you have a creatine, you have a testosterone, and then you have a burner max, which is a fat burner, which essentially, let's just throw that out the window, that's a caffeinated, you know, thermogenic. You gotta get those anyway. So BCAAs and glutamine, creatine, and testosterone. Those sound like weight loss to you? Sounds like muscle building to me. Not saying that those aren't things that you need, but at the same time, again, preying on someone that's looking to lose weight and misleading them in a marketing aspect, selling them products saying this is weight loss pills. No, not really. But the main one that struck me was testosterone. Pretty sure this isn't an anabolic steroids in a bottle, that would be illegal. But if you look at the website, they're going to talk about these two main ingredients that aren't your old tribulus testris and that they're hard to come by and work great. The two products that they're talking about is Uricoma longifolia and Anachicruz pyrethrum. So if you look at these two products, they're basically an herbal aspect that's been rated in fertility drugs or fertility enhancements, libido, erectile dysfunction, sexual drive, Obviously, those could lead to basically a testosterone increase that's looking to possibly help you build muscle, but hard to come by. We can go to Google and we can shop all over the place to get both those products in large quantities in the $20 range. So again, be careful about what you're looking at, be careful about what you're doing, and again, you're taking an herbal thing to possibly put on mass amounts of muscle, not going to do it. Will it maybe stimulate some growth and help you produce a little bit more testosterone? There's research that kind of backs that up, but I would just go to my doctor and ask to get my T levels checked and let him prescribe you something if you're in, some type of testosterone deficiency. Okay? What that really boils us down to is the same way when I'm talking about that 30-day weight loss. It's a marketing scheme, and that's honestly where Shredz is getting slammed the most. Not to mention that you can see by their products just being a ton of fillers and garbage that you really don't need to, and then overly inflated at insane prices. Let's really break that down. When you go by ingredients, you're talking about a $3 bottle being sold for $65. And it's basically because you're paying in market. And if you really bail down Shredz and you start looking at it and you really get into the meat, heart of the business, they put all their money into market research, market development, and marketing. So where does the product fall? It falls to the wayside. And that's why you need to be careful about what you're buying from Shredz and where you're putting it in your body. But let's look at their marketing. Is it great marketing? Depends on how you look at it. It's genius in what it does. It's definitely effective. There's definitely revenue behind it to back that up. But it's also slightly misleading. It's also morally and ethically questionable. They've been also known to, at least been perceived to have lied, photoshopped, manipulated things. We can see a guy right here, which is hilarious because I pulled this off Instagram just a few posts apart. If you check out Stephen Y88 Eats, that's Stephen Yang, he basically makes a post where he says, I was taking Shredz supplements and, I feel great and I've lost 18 pounds in 120 days, which is very reasonable, very, understandable. That's decent gains or decent weight loss in a considerable amount of time. Then just a few posts later, they take that same picture, post it as, an advertisement to lose 20 pounds in 70 days. That is 2 more pounds than he lost in half the time. Now, is losing 20 pounds in 70 days unachievable? Absolutely not. 10 weeks, that's 2 pounds a week, that's definitely attainable with proper nutrition, proper training, and proper cardio. What it does though is it takes their photo and manipulates you to believe that that's what happened in 10 weeks. When just 4 posts before, he explained to you that it took him 120 days. So again, just misleading. If you've ever made a negative comment or asked a question that questions the product's quality or some of the statements that they make, Shredz is very quick to delete it. And that's where you, the consumer, come in, because most of the time you guys are buying things based on product review. If I effectively have a team of marketers that are removing any negative content on my website, on my reviews, anywhere else, well, my product review is going to be really great across the board. That's why you have to look at the ingredients. You have to look at the product and you have to look at what's actually going on in front of you. A lot of their top athletes definitely have a place in the industry, definitely are fitness minded, a lot of them health conscious, health minded themselves. And in the beginning, I definitely think they were client based, and now I feel that they're fan based. And that's where you really start to fall to the wayside as buying into programs, buying into meal plans, diet plans, training plans. These are things that are made for a fan base and not a client base. And what I mean by that is that you're not getting detailed instruction, you're not getting something that's really pertaining to you, it's not custom built for you, and fitness is not something that is 100% across the board equal for everyone. Now, there is the 3 main things that is equal for everyone, and that's proper nutrition, a training program, and a cardio program. But nutrition, training, and cardio is going to be drastically different based on a person's goals, based on a person's genetics, based on a person's body type, and based on what they want. That's just simple as that. So you really got to look at these guys getting sucked into these 30-day challenges and other things like that. How much of this is based on generating, again, more of a marketing scheme and not a final product scheme, not something that is based on the consumer itself, but based on the revenue alone. It is a business model, and it does very well. but don't be the person that buys into that business model at your own sacrifice of your own health. That's all I got for you today. Stick around next time. We're going to talk more about that detox and really go deeper into it. I don't like the way that sounds. That was a really good intro though. I like the intro that time. This is the bottom of the screen. Email. I really need to plan this.